I woke up this morning and the Philadelphia 76ers have to trade Joel Embiid. It's time. It's time. Um, Talking about a guy literally 2 days ago was like, yeah, I want to play, but his body obviously is failing him. It gets sad when a player to a point where he's like, I do anything to play a game of basketball. Like, this is not it's not a Zion situation. This is not a Ja situation. Um, it's just tough. He's past 30 now. Body's obviously failing him. It's hard. Like, you're a 7-footer, all that weight. Um, but yeah, that contract right now is kind of like just eating away. And obviously, people that pay attention, y'all see the young ones. VJ obviously started off hot, cooled off. McCain came back a couple weeks ago. Maxey is in the MVP conversation right now. Objectively, right now, Tyrese Maxey is like around the seventh best player in the NBA. And in the MVP race, I mean, bro's averaging like 32 and 6. He's gotten better every single year. And we'll talk about Ben Simmons, guys. Don't worry. Because I know a lot of you guys are asking me like, yo, what, like Ben Simmons coming back? Like he said he'd hoop for free. We'll get to Ben Simmons. But Embiid, it's tough. I'm still on the Paul George trade, wagon as well. Um, Bro, for every game that man plays, the next like 5, he's out. That's what it feels like. Um, not not enough consistent minutes with him. Paul George, once again, yeah, he's got another of those big contracts that's like just eating at the roster. Um, it's just the process era is over. Trust the process ended with VJ Edgecombe. Like it's over. People can stop saying it. It's done. VJ Edgecombe ended the process. I'm looking at Maxey averaging 30 plus. I'm looking at VJ doing his thing, cooled off a bit, but he's still, kind of doing his thing, especially defensively. I think it's a lot because people just look at like points per game. Obviously, the box score merchants, but defensively, he's doing his thing as well. I'm looking at Jared McCain coming back, easing it back into the offense. I'm looking at Quentin Grimes averaging like 18 points off the bench. Once again, easily won that Caleb Martin trade. Aiden Bona, that's a straight dog. Because Embiid obviously has missed the vast majority of this season. Aiden Bona, Andre Drummond as well stepped up, big, but Drummond I think got hurt last week. This is currently, as of this recording, a Sixers team that is at 11-9. And maybe if we were in the Western Conference, I'd be like, hey, that's cool. Like, it's a tough conference, bro. We were in the Eastern Conference at 11-9. And I mean, there's some pretty inexcusable losses. Defensive efforts, giving up like 140 to the Atlanta Hawks without Trae Young, stuff like that. But nevertheless, this current Sixers team, Justin Edwards as well. He'll have a few offensive outbursts, but then you know he'll cool down, and it just doesn't seem like enough sometimes. Don't get me wrong, I'm a big Justin Edwards fan. Hey, Philly, hometown kid. But this team, as currently constructed, I know the other like guards and the other two forwards, Walker and Watford, play well. They play their roles well, but we're obviously missing that one piece that's going to take us above New York. that's going to take us above Orlando, Detroit, who just lost to the Bucks without Giannis, but it's neither here nor there. Um, I'm just looking at this, and clearly, Max in today's NBA, if this was the 2000s, I think this team could get away with making it possibly to the finals with this roster as presently constructed and guys playing as many games as they played. In today's NBA, Tyrese Maxey needs one more guy. And that guy's supposed to be Joel Embiid. The guy's supposed to be Paul George. Obviously, he's got VJ, who once again, he's been really good defensively, even though the offensive numbers have kind of taken a drop off from November. But nevertheless, it's time. And I read that Joel Embiid article. I read it through and through. And it is tough. It's tough. It's tough. But this is a business. If the Sixers organization, but this is still Josh Harris we're talking about. So do I expect him to make the right move and build? History has shown not really, not exactly. But if we want to take that next step, we got to make a move. And if you put Embiid and PG in a package. What first off, I want to just reassure there is positively, I don't know how I can put this. There's positively, literally, there's essentially zero chance that we are getting Giannis. So all you guys can just shut up and stop asking me. We are not getting Giannis Antetokounmpo. Bro, do you think the Bucks want a guy that clearly his body is failing him, that has a massive contract, can't play a game of basketball back to back, and get another guy whose knees have obviously failed him? He can't be on the floor as consistently as he used to. And he also has a massive contract they would have to eat. The Bucks are not taking Embiid and Paul George off our team. They would want VJ, Oubre, Quentin Grimes, probably one more player, and picks. We are not giving up youth for a guy that, yes, still a top 5 player in the NBA, but is older, is going to, last less years simply because he's older. Can we just build with a young core for once and not go out and chase old stars? Once again, the process ended with VJ. Build around Tyrese. Build around VJ. McCain. Build around those guys. You can't just keep chasing old superstars and hope for the quick fix, quick championship. So all that goes to say, we are not getting Giannis. We are not San Antonio. We are not Houston, whoever it may be. I would hope Houston doesn't give up Amin Thompson, and a couple of those younger guys, potentially KD as well. I would hope they don't do that, don't blow it up, because what Houston needs is a point guard. That's what they need to trade for, but that's not here nor there. But this Sixers team, they're currently mid right now in a lot of categories, offensive, defensive rating. They're 15th. They're just the Atlanta Hawks right now, just mid, in a lot of categories. And that's not good enough. Obviously, if you're trying to go to championship run, but this is what the Sixers do. This is what the Sixers do. So don't be alarmed when we start off 4-0, and since 4-0, I guess we've been 7 I guess yeah, we've been 7-9 since. Don't be alarmed because this is what we do. Bring your hopes up, just come crashing right back down. But I think as the season goes on, um, I think a trade has to be made. Period. Whether it's PG and or Embiid, I think a trade has to happen. So because like we're lacking that amount of production. Like you trade Embiid for like, and I'm just blanking. My head's blanking right now. But you trade Embiid for like a Nicholas Claxton. Like that should be good enough for you to get you need because you need some sort of production. Because Bona Drummond, really good guys, but we need like a step up. Like we need like a Nick Claxton type at the center's position. We need a Kevin Looney type player at the center position right now. Then you bring Bona, Drummond, those guys off the bench. Bruh, it's over. It's over. It's literally over. But we're missing that production. If you want to get another wing as well, for PG, I mean Walker and Watford, they're playing well. Especially when PG is out, Watford can go off. We know Justin Edwards has shown up in big moments. I think it was that Celtics game in particular when like 5 of 7 from three, uh, completely shot the lights out. Had like 24 points or 22 points, whatever that number was. But nevertheless, the Sixers have to trade Joel Embiid. Hopefully sooner than later. It is time. His body, he admitted it, his body's failing him. And it's a business at the end of the day. And one last Sixers rumor I want to address before we'll do a little Eagles talk too in this episode. Don't worry, guys. I didn't forget about our team. Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons said, "Bro, I'd do anything to for him. I'd hoop for free. Stay away from my team, bro. Do not ruin this core. Stay away. We're good. We're good, bro. We're good. You had your chance. You whiffed. You literally refused to do your job. All they were Philly fans, they didn't egg your house. They didn't do any other like crazy stuff. All they asked you to do was do your job. And you refused. You refused to work on it in the off season. And it clearly, Matisse Thybulle was progressing a 3-point shot faster than you. So don't come back here now after Brooklyn, after the Clippers, and try to be like, yeah, bro, I do for free. Anything, get back. No. You had your chance. You missed the boat. Stay away from my young core. Bro, Ben Simmons, like, I thought it was a troll, like, because the post was like, I hoop for free. And I was like, bro, is this guy serious? Is this guy serious right now? Like, Ben Simmons, real fans know, like, bro, we are not doing this. Tell him, stay on that. When you got traded to Brooklyn in that highly anticipated March 10th matchup, Nets at Sixers, you were laughing on the bench when the Sixers were getting blown out without key players on the floor, and you were doing all that smirking, and then you proceeded to look like Zoolander for the rest of the year. You didn't play a single game, including the playoffs, when Katie was like, yo, Ben Simmons, bro, we need you. Ben, suit up. It's like, nah, bro, I got this fire outfit I gotta put on for game 4. I'll be on the bench, but you guys got it. I believe that was against Boston. Like, bro, Ben Simmons made his decision. Stay on that side. You refused to do your job the first time. Don't think Sixers fans forgot that. Don't think they forgot. And obviously, the product after him was not necessarily good enough. Harden, really good player. He helped Maxey take that next step, but in the playoffs, he folds. James Harden folds in the playoffs. Keep it a buck. Because, we always keep it a buck, stack over here. And now, those picks, we've taken it, turned it into Quinn Grimes, Paul George, VJ Edgecombe. Yes, this Sixers team, currently as constructed, is not good enough to win a championship this year. You're going to have to make a trade for maybe a Nick Claxton type forward / center. Like kind of borderline all-star level at their best, but still someone that can give you like consistent production. Like a Vucevic type, like a, when he was younger, a Jonas Valanciunas type. But that's the kind of player you need at this point. At the starting spot, like a Steven Adams type. Just someone that can stay out healthy and consistently be on the floor, especially at the 5 spot. Because, even we're not in the West, we don't have to deal with Wemby in the playoffs. Bro, I'm so grateful we don't have to deal with Wemby. Hopefully, Giannis gets traded out West, so we don't have to deal with him either during the playoffs. Because that is the superstar in the West, only superstar in the East. I'm scared to face in the playoffs is one Giannis Antetokounmpo. And we know Detroit's coming. We know Orlando, they're still kind of, finding their feet offensively. Those are the main 2 teams I'm worried about. Cleveland, regular season team. The Knicks have struggled to win on the road, I believe, to start the season. So we'll see what's going on with them. Also, if Giannis ends up going to the Knicks, that's going to be no more Mikal, no more OG, no more Josh Hart, maybe one other player, and picks. Because apparently Giannis wants to play with Cat and Brunson. So if Cat stays, because Cat's always the guy first gets talked about the trade block. So if Cat were to leave, that means, Cat were to stay, that means OG, Hart, and Mikal. Pack those bags, brother. Pack them up. Pack those bags. But this Sixers team, they're fun to watch. Most nights. Most nights they're fun to watch. Obviously, beat the lowly Wizards the other night. Forgot what they're playing tonight. But nevertheless, it's an easier schedule. You've got the Bucks without Giannis, I think, in a couple of games. You're going to have the Lakers, I think, about 2 or 3 games after that. But it's a pretty light schedule right now. So do the best you can to rack up some wins, get back up there in this super weak Eastern Conference. I don't know what Miami is just a team by committee right now. Obviously went on that crazy 32 run. It is the Clippers. We all don't live under rocks. We see what the Clippers have been doing on the last couple of days with old players. But hey, Miami for some reason is trying to do something. But 2 main threats in my eyes are still Detroit and Orlando. Once again, the Knicks. The Giannis trade might flip it. But obviously, y'all know how I feel about Cleveland. Regular season team, Donovan Mitchell. And he's balling right now. But I do still believe Donovan Mitchell, until further notice, is a regular season player. That's just what the evidence shows. But hey, that is a Sixers talk. We'll segue a bit into another guy that's under harsh criticism. Like Joel Embiid, but for different reasons. Dumb reasons. In fact, believe it or not, wait, an Eagles player is under scrutiny for dumb reasons? It is the big 2025. If you think Jalen Hurts is the game manager that Jared Goff is, Nick Sirianni and Howie Roseman would have already lost their jobs if that was the case, because they would have realized, okay, this guy's like a game manager. He's taken us as far as he could go. And this is like if Hurts like didn't win, if we didn't win the bowl last year, they would have been like, okay, this guy's a game manager. He can take us. He's taken us as far as this team can go. Elite defense, elite wideouts, elite running back. O-line was playing really well last year, and he didn't get it done. And wait, that sounds like another guy. Wait, Jared Goff? Now, aside from the defense being dinged last year, like severely dinged, and we know it's obviously a big factor, the offense was still there, right? Top 3 O-line, elite wideouts, elite duo in the backfield. The front four for Detroit was still, kind of getting pressure. And he folded. And I don't know why people keep on having this, like, it's not even a debate. The debate for this should have gone out the window when Jared Goff went to the Super Bowl with the Rams in 2018, or 2019 rather, and put up 3 points and consequently got traded 2 seasons later because Sean McVay knew this is as far as Jared Goff can take us. If he can't win with the guys we had on offense that year, that man had Todd Gurley. If he can't win with the guys we have on offense, if he can't win with the guys that we had on defense, I'm talking about J-Ram, I'm talking about AD, Aaron Donald, in convos for the greatest defensive player of all time. If he can't win with those guys, then how am I going to expect him to win with, Amon-Ra, J-Mo, Sonic and Knuckles, an O-line that's not as good this year as it was last year, and a defense that, the backup corners often play better than some of the starting corners. How am I supposed to have faith that Jared Goff is going to get it done when he hasn't gotten done in the past? Well, my guy has shown to elevate, rise in big moments, in big games. The parts that really matter. That's the reason why guys like Joe Montana, when asked who I'd start a franchise with in today's game, Joe Montana's answer was one Jalen Alexander Hurts. The reason why Peyton Manning has Jalen Hurts in his top tier echelon of quarterbacks. Now, kids can be like, oh, well, they're not talking about this. They're like mentioning that they can like kind of maneuver around and wiggle and make some deeper than it is. No. Peyton Manning said what he said. Joe Montana said what he said. Tom Brady said what he said. Like, this is... I just find it funny that people think they know more. If you want to argue with guys like Dan Orlovsky, some of those other guys, if you want to argue with like Colin Cowherd, some of these guys, these networks, about like if like you're right or not, I got you. But if you're gonna argue with 3 quarterbacks who are, all considered arguably top 5 of all time, I'm respectfully, shut up. Just shut up. Like you're wrong. You are wrong. You do not know. Stop trying to tell me you know more football than those guys. Because you don't. You respectfully, you all need to sit down and shut up. Because y'all don't know. like those guys know. I listen to guys that played the game at a high level, and that's what they say. That's what they tell me. So, let me back to our originally scheduled programming. Jalen Hurts, has he played well, especially with the last 2 games? No. Jalen Hurts does not look good. In fact, the Bears game was pretty atrocious. All that goes to say, is it all on Jalen Hurts? No. I believe the blame game 75% Kevin Patullo. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna ease on Patullo because there's another culprit we got to get to. I believe it is 50% Kevin Patullo, 25% players. Guys got to execute at the end of the day. And O-line right now, I think Tyler Cena has given up the 4th most pressures in the league. Landon Dickerson's given up the 9th most pressures in the league. So guys aren't executing. Defensively, obviously, injuries are not going to help you. And we saw what that defense looked like when those guys were on the field. But the blame game goes 50% Kevin Patullo, 25% players, guys got to execute. 25% goes on Nick Sirianni and Howie Roseman. And Howie Roseman takes obviously less of that 25% than Nick Sirianni. But here's why Nick Sirianni has to take some of this. I got to the point last week, y'all saw I posted, what does Nick Sirianni do? And I'm wondering, because if it's his offense, it's his main offense, but Kevin Patullo is calling it. So just like when Brian Johnson was calling that offense in 2023, and Brian Johnson got the load of the blame, this is Nick Sirianni's offense. And Kevin Patullo, yeah, like his wrinkles to it are clearly not working. But Nick Sirianni, because Nick Sirianni, obviously Vic Fangio's got the defense. I don't think Nick Sirianni was brought in to be an offensive guru, but your offense is not that good. Shane Steichen Howie Roseman made the wrong decision in letting Shane Steichen walk and keeping Nick Sirianni. And I know that sounds great. Whoa, Paul. Dang. It's too cold out here. It's way too cold. Where were we? Oh yeah, Paul, like Nick Sirianni is a Super Bowl winning head coach. Like, how could you say such a thing? Bro, I'm not saying that Nick Sirianni should be fired today, get him out of here, along with Kevin Patullo. But the offense Kevin Patullo is calling is based off of Nick Sirianni's offense. And we've clearly seen that Shane Steichen, Kellen Moore, we've clearly seen that when it's not his offense, the offense seems to flow a whole lot better, whole lot more efficiently than when it's Brian Johnson, than when it's Nick Sirianni in 2021, earlier in the season, when the Eagles were dead in the water at like 5-6, before giving over play calling duties to Shane Steichen. Then we saw the offense take off that year. The Eagles go to the playoffs. Next year, Shane Steichen, full-time play caller, Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts MVP season. Then we go to Brian Johnson, Nick Sirianni's offense. Then we go to Kellen Moore, not Nick Sirianni's offense. Jalen Hurts is looking like an MVP candidate. Saquon Barkley is looking like the first running back that's going to win MVP since Adrian Peterson. Now we're back in Nick Sirianni's offense. Kevin Patullo. And it's fair to still give Kevin Patullo 50% because play calling matters, clearly matters. And Kevin Patullo is not good enough to get it done. Now, does that, constitute to like a level of like letting his house be vandalized by people who have, bro, some people, first off, you recorded yourself. So Dumb Dumb of the Day award goes to like those people. But bro, you have that much time on your hands at night to like be vandalizing people's house property. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. It gives. And I bet those people aren't even real like Eagles fans. They're just trolls who are like, oh yeah, this guy. Then I'm telling you this is how it happened. They probably saw him somewhere. They're like, oh, let's follow him home. And they're like, oh, we have eggs in our car. What should we do with them? Yeah, let's be dumb and record ourselves throwing them at his house. Because that's the way to go. So Dumb Dumb of the Day award goes out to those people. He's giving us a bad rap. People again had to bring up the Santa Claus stuff. Once again, it happened in 1976. People act like this was like 2 years ago. The Santa Claus stuff. It's bulletin board material, but nevertheless, so something you don't like to see. But Kevin Patullo has not been good at his job, which is calling offense, and Nick Sirianni has not been good at his job, which is being an offensive mind. Nick Sirianni was supposed to be obviously not on their level, but he was supposed to be the Kyle Shanahan, the Sean McVay, the Kevin O'Connell, the Mike McDaniel to this team. And he clearly has not been that. A lot of people got fooled by thinking, oh, him and Shane Steichen have like the same offense. No. Y'all see how Daniel Jones is looking? Look at how the Colts offense looks and then compare that to the Eagles offense when Shane Steichen was the coordinator. AJ Brown going off, that's Michael Pittman. Devontae Smith cooking on deep balls, that's Alec Pierce. JT looking like the reincarnation of Barry Sanders, that was Miles Sanders. We have Miles Sanders looking like a second team all-pro running back with Shane Steichen. O-line was cooking on blocks. Jalen Hurts looking like an MVP candidate. Daniel Jones, up until a certain point this season, was looking like the front runner for MVP. After people said his career was over after New York. I mean, it's just, I'm looking at this team, and the team is obviously going to stay how it's going to be. And I know Jordan Mailata talked about like, that 2023 feeling is not in the building. I want to believe him, but at the same time, bro, y'all not looking too hot right now. But Monday night, that's going to be a really good opportunity to bounce back. I'll give a quick prediction. If Justin Herbert, I think he's going to play. A guy of his caliber, toughness, I think he's going to play. And he knows the magnitude of this game for him in the AFC and in his own division as well. So if Justin Herbert ends up playing and the Hard Knocks is true and Eagles, manage to get somewhat of an offense going, the defense doesn't have to play so many snaps to the point they get gassed like they did against the Bears, but they put more hard effort onto the field. I'm taking the Philadelphia Eagles 23-20. I think it's going to be a tight game. I don't think either team is going to blow out. As far as, Lad McConkey goes, I think we got him. The Chargers O-line. The Bears O-line, giving us BTA, that can be understandable in the sense that the Bears O-line is actually really good. And it's clear there's clearly some lack of effort, heart shown in that Bears game. But this Chargers O-line, no Alt, no Slater, a couple guys on the interior, they're not it. Jalen Carter should be able to shut down this run game with the Marion Hampton, along with Jordan Davis, along with Ojomo. they should be able to do a number. And the backup tackles who are true backups, they should be able. Nolan Smith, Hunt, Phillips should be. Don't give up. Please do not give up. Contain on Justin Herbert on the 3rd and 12 late in the game, and he scrambles and gets it. I can already see that happening. Don't give up. Contain. But you do all the right things. The offense is able to get it going. You know, now, do I think we're going to run all over the Chargers or something? No. But can we get a little something, string some stuff together? I believe Jalen Hurts, when you're in that top echelon of quarterbacks, you are able to figure out, get it done. We've seen Josh Allen struggle this year. You've seen Mahomes just struggle. That Cowboys game really told a lot. But if the Eagles, do the right things, do just enough, they should be able to pull out a win against the Chargers on Monday night. Y'all know your boy's going to be tuned in. And on that note, about to be late for class, but it's all good because my team is going to get right. The Sixers are going to make trades that they have to make before February. It's your boy, man, Fleet Talk with PA. We always keep it a stack. Always keep it a buck. I'm out, y'all.